colonial government, my mother's people, set up Nigeria. And the reason why they set up Nigeria was very simple economics. Very quickly, I will share with you what I have here. There is a research material, and it says Northern Nigeria Protectorate Revenue, local in bracket, expenditure in 1900 to 1930. Now, in 1900 to 1901, the local revenue of the North is £2,179. Their expenditure that the British government was expending was £96,457. The surplus deficit in 1900 to 1901 that the British colonial government was expending was £94,277, and their deficit, therefore, is 98%. Now, how can people like that tell me 100 years later that there was ever a time that what they produced was what sustained me? That is a lie. And if we accept it, then it becomes the truth. There is a professor right now, Professor Annkio, that has again come up with this statement, and I'm working on documents that I'm going to release. His documents are bogus and they are fallacious, as a matter of fact, as far as I'm concerned, because they're not true. Now, the same document shows us that southern Nigeria, because if we don't have historical facts, they can tell us anything and our children would believe it. The same period, the revenue that we were generating in southern Nigeria was 535,902 pounds, and our expenditure was 424,257. So we had a surplus of 111,000 pounds at the same time that they had a deficit. Therefore, how can a people like this look down on me and you and I? And that's why I say that the problem is ours. The fault is ours. We must, at this point, civil society has been in the forefront, driving this process. That's what you're doing, civil society. We've been doing it. Now, what we must do, what I would want us to rise from here to do, is to make a decision that it is either one thing or the other. We cannot be the ones that will be responsible for the survival of the nation that is called Nigeria, when we are making all the sacrifices for the survival of Nigeria. And in that process, Nigeria is prepared to kill us. In that process, for Nigeria to survive. I am not prepared to survive. To die for Nigeria to survive. Because I existed before Nigeria. And therefore, if anybody is going to die for me to survive, it has to be Nigeria. Yes. It cannot be It cannot be. We must rise from here. Because if you don't survive, then you have no economy. Who's going to run the economy? Who's going to run the business? If you're dead. Therefore, we have to first and foremost establish our survival.